Greetings, my name is Chris, aka The Philosopher's Games, or TPH Games as my little games channel here is called, and today I want to talk about Mohg Lord of Blood. I think he's one of the coolest bosses in Elden Ring, and I recently defeated him as part of my level 1 challenge with some additional restrictions like no Great Rune, no armor and so on. And I thought I share my thoughts again on this boss fight, same as I did in the Melania video. Maybe sharing what I learned so far might help other people who struggle with this boss, because it's not an easy boss fight, especially phase 2 can be quite tough. Of course you can skip phase 2 if you have enough damage, but that is not the case with the restriction I had on my level 1 character, so I show you the complete second phase here. But let us slowly look into this fight. I think the three most important elements of this fight are true classics. That would be positioning, including dodging, knowing how many times you can attack and safely escape, and last, stamina management, because it results of you attacking so much. Mohg Lord of Blood has so many openings that you can get a lot of attacks into him. The problem is always that stamina is a limiting factor, and that is why on my level 1 character I also use the turtle shield on my back, the green turtle talisman, and also eat a turtleneck, so just to have enough stamina available. But let us now look into the unedited fight and I just comment along. The classic thing you do is of course buffing up. You can buff inside the boss arena, the time is really generous, or outside of the boss arena. If you do it outside the boss arena, you move the fight further towards the stairs if you want. If you do it inside the boss arena, the fight will definitely move further towards the fog gate. So keep this kind of in mind, that you can influence the positioning of the bosses in case you prefer him to be more in the middle of the arena. Then I use the classic buffs, same as in the Melania fight, except I now use a turtleneck for extra stamina regeneration as mentioned. We use Golden Vow, Flame Grammy Strength, the Turtle Shield for extra stamina regeneration, and for my challenge I have to use the Ornamental Straight Sword. At the beginning he is always relatively passive, with some exceptions of course, but most of the time that is the case, and you can just hit him once or twice, that is always possible. Here he starts though with a delayed explosion attack, and you can just roll into the explosion and then strafe a bit to the right, and then you can start hitting him without rolling, so the follow-up doesn't hit you when you strafe right. And yeah, from his perspective it's his left side, so where he's not wearing the trident, that is his weak spot kind of. When he applies a curse, he always does this little swing with his trident, which can hit you, but if you stand a little bit to the right from your perspective, it will totally miss you and you can just keep hitting him and get a lot of damage in this way. And then when you have 3 curses, he will do his Blood Boon ritual. Then when he does this ritual, it's called the Nihil attack, he will do a percentage damage to your health and also heal himself. In theory you only have to heal once, but then at the end you still have not full HP, so twice for full HP. Most of what you learned in phase 1 about him also applies to phase 2 though, and I would always recommend to stay close to him in phase 2. He does the delayed explosion again and the follow-up won't hit you. That is also true in phase 2, so you can punish him, and he staggers here. This jump attack you also don't have to roll. You can actually just simply move a little bit to the right and it won't hit you. I just roll here for safety reasons. In these heavy swings you can always put a roll attack in between if your weapon is at least fast enough, and get quite a bit of damage out of it as well. I was also lucky that I didn't get hit. It is possible to avoid a hit like this with also standing a bit to the right, but it's very risky. I would not recommend doing that. Here again I roll the jump attack because I'm a bit scared so close to the end of the fight to die here, because it's a bit counterintuitive to just walk to the right instead of rolling here. But yeah, here you see me, he does the swings, I do the roll attacks in between, and he's pretty close to death. Here he does a different follow-up now to the explosion, which is overhead. So be careful with that one. But yeah, that was basically Mohg on level 1 with only taking the Nihil damage. However, because it was such a short fight, I show you a more worst case try that was also successful due to one specific attack called Blood Boon. His Blood Boon spells are those where he creates this burning blood that also sticks on the ground and burns there for a while. He has a Blood Boon shower, and this attack is very problematic for a character like mine here using a short-range melee weapon. If you have a spear like a long-range melee weapon, it's actually a good attack. Same I would assume for casters. So I would assume if you keep your distance, he rarely does this attack anymore. And does those attack where he uses a blood boon that can reach further. But for melee persons, it's a bit annoying because you can't really attack him here. Here he does it right at the start, at the shower, and he even does his curse under the shower, so I can't really attack him. You can attack him under that, but it's very precise, and maybe only once, because you always do like a step forward hitting him, so you always take risk taking damage, and I try to avoid taking damage here at all. So that's the thing. Here's another annoying blood boon spell. It's this long line that he's creating. And this spell where he sticks his trident into the ground and pulls it out. You can also dodge by... You have to roll it, but when he pulls out you can just sidestep and attack. You don't have to roll when he pulls the trident out of the ground. That is different in phase 2 though. We will see this in a moment as well. There you have to roll this attack. That's a change between phase 1 and phase 2. Here he does it again. He's very close to his second phase. I use the time to buff up my weapon because I can't do much else. I have to wait till this is over. I attack him once, sidestep a bit and continue attacking him. Now I know he's doing his third curse and the blood boon ritual. And here I always try to get him at the end because he heals a bit up to half HP. That is very helpful in my opinion. So the second phase is not that long because it's a tough phase. A lot of things can go wrong there due to all the fire on the ground and stuff, especially if you want to play him no hit. So that is very important. But you see, I just try to punish all his hits as good as I can, and he gives us some really good patterns here. Here, this attack I roll back, so the blood boon basically is far away from me, and I roll with him into his attack as well. He also does the explosion. As you have seen, he pulls it out and explodes. The explosion radius is much bigger than it looks by just a particle effect. Here again, roll back into his attack, do a roll attack. If you do the roll attack too late or roll very late and still dodge it though, you might get a follow-up that's so fast that it kills you. So be careful with the roll attacks there. But if you roll early enough, you can definitely also dodge that and becomes kind of safe. Here he does it again on the ground. The timing when he pulls out is actually, for me at least, always very difficult. Took a long time to learn it. But yeah, it's definitely possible to iframe it, and looks pretty cool if you can do this. This again, I would not have to roll. I could have sidestepped this this vertical swing he was doing at me. Here he does the attack again, and I do a roll attack and he dies. And that was Mohg. One attack he didn't do in these two tries, and for me this attack appears very rare. I've seen other tries online where he does it like 3 or 4 times in a fight. I never see this attack, so I made I extra recorded this so I can show you this attack as well. And there he pulls his trident up into the air and flies up, and then he lands on the ground. Either he sticks his trident into the ground and pulls it out again for an explosion, as we have seen before, or he charges with his trident in your direction if you are further away from him. So if you stay close, he does the explosion. If you stay further away, he does he flies towards you with his thrust. So this attack is interesting because if you stay very close to him, when he flies up, the trident won't hit you on the way up. You only have to dodge down and the explosion. If you are further away, you can dodge into the trident if you're close enough, else dodge left and right, then the follow-up won't hit you there. For the timing, when he comes down, I always look at his feet, because before he comes down they are kind of twitching for a moment, and that's a good indicator when to roll. Another thing I want to mention regarding the blood boon attacks, especially the blood boon shower. If you have on your shield Carrion Retaliation, you can actually parry blood boon shower. That is very powerful for melee people. I play here a no parry run, so I can't use that. But that is definitely possible, and maybe I also recorded something for this to show this off. but it is definitely possible against Mohg. So keep this in mind if you're good at parrying. Maybe that is an option for you to avoid this, especially when he's doing that. He's also passive for a moment, so you can attack him there, which in my opinion is also very powerful. It does not only work on the Blood Boon Shower, but also on the other variations of the spell. Further, if he does the Blood Boon Ritual, you can also use a specific tier in the game that you can find, where you also find Eleanor's Pole Blade, and with this tier you can basically almost negate the Blood Boon Ritual completely. Also, it is possible if you have a leveled character or play a better build than I'm playing here, to have enough damage to actually kill him here before he's completing his Blood Boon Ritual. So that is also a possibility to just nuke him down. There are specific builds that aim on staggering him there before he gets his first Nihil through, and then you just kill him from that point on. That is also 100% a possibility. But yeah, with my weapon, with his little stagger damage or poise damage I do, it is pretty much impossible to get this. That's why I'm not going for this. And that, I hope at least, will help you people with this particular boss fight. If you have further questions or strategies that you want to share, feel free to post those in the comment section. And if you're still listening and found this helpful, please press the like button and maybe even subscribe. Also, check my other stuff. I have something on Melania, some stuff on Cyberpunk also, and further, I also have a Lord of Rings channel, so if you're into Tolkien and Lord of Rings, maybe check that channel out as well. Shoutouts to all the people supporting me in all the different ways, thank you for that, and I would say, see you people next time, goodbye.